I need to head build and put a head on it. As you can see, we are almost complete. All I really do more than this is add a gallery rail. So the total build time to build this model is 18 minutes and 39 seconds. So what we're going to do is build it in MatrixGold and see exactly how much time it saves. And so let's go ahead and hop into MatrixGold. From here, you see I have the exact ring from Matrix 9. So I took a picture of it and imported it in here. That way I have something to build around. You can do this with matching bands. It's really helpful. Anytime you have an engagement and a customer wants a matching band, you can take a picture of it and you can build around it. So let's do this. I'm going to pull out a timer. So I'm going to start it and then we'll continue to build a model. Okay, so I need to get the curvature of this, and it's a bypass ring, right? So I need to go ahead and start with a bypass ring rail. So I have the ring rail. So now I need to get the curvature, right? So let's go ahead and try and achieve that. Let's pull these viewport handles just a bit. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I apologize. Okay, so that is pretty close. Let's see if I can pull this out a bit. There we go. So I'm going to right click and accept. So now you see I have a bypass ring rail. So now I need a stone, right? So I'm going to grab my inside ring rail and put a stone on it. So I'm going to go under gem and do gem on ring rail. So then it's going to populate a gem. In this case, I'm going to do a oval. So I'm going to go up, make sure it fits. So let's go ahead and rotate it a bit. Let's rotate it this way. That should be good. Now let's make sure it's centered and pull it down and right click. Okay, so now let's grab that bypass ring rail and we'll do an outside ring rail. So this is a bypass outside, and now we just match the contour of it. So there we go. That's pretty close. We can go to top view, make sure it follows, which it should, because it just takes that inside and then offsets it. Okay, so let's right click and accept. And now I can hide these pictures. That way we can really see what we're working with. Okay, so now I need to profile place. I'm going to select profile placer. Select the, sorry, I put one too many. I'm going to select the curve I want to start on, and then I'm going to relate it to the outside curve. So let's go ahead and get a square profile. And we'll adjust the width a bit. So this new profile placer, you can drag along the curve, and it has a little ball. So anywhere I click, at the location of that ball, it will add another profile. So that one's pretty close. So let's go ahead and add one at the bottom. And this one I'm going to change to a half round. So let's do 2 millimeter and then have it taper. So I'm going to right click and accept. So now you can see I have 3 profiles and 2 rails. So now I'm going to do a 2 rail sweep. I'm going to select sweep 2, select my first rail, select my second, and then profile 1, profile 2, and then profile 3. When I right click, it will perform the sweep. I'm going to maintain the height. which will keep it pretty much uniform. And then I'm going to go to cap. So down here I don't want one because I'm going to end up rotating. So let's remove the start cap, and then right click to accept. So now I need gems on the shank, right? So let's go ahead and extract an isocurve. So we implemented a new isocurve procedure. So here we give a location. With this location, you get a dot. From the dot, you can move it along the surface any way you want. In this case, we need 0.5 because we need it down the center, but you can also angle isocurves now. So let's go ahead and use 90 because we need it down the middle. Going to right click and then reselect that isocurve. Now I need to do a gem on curve. So let's go ahead and select that. And now I'm going to relate it to the surface. So I'm going to select it as my target object and then bring the width a bit. Let's do 1.2s and then bring them down. So down here, I think they're okay. Looks pretty uniform. So let's right click and now I will reselect those stones. Go under cutters and select the channel cut. So this will give you that channel for the stones to fit in. I like doing channel cuts in wireframe mode so you can see exactly what's going on. So the width, let's go a bit thicker. Let's do the end, and now we will pull it out of the surface a bit. Make sure the height is tall. And we can right click. Let's go back to our plastic mode, and we can see that the channel cut has been created. So let's go ahead and Boolean. So now I'm going to go under solid and select Boolean. Select my surface, then select the channel cut. So now in MatrixGold, all the Booleans do not break history. So I ran the Boolean. Let's select the Boolean difference. And you can see it created that nice channel cut. So let's accept that and let's put stones on it. So let's select the head. Oops, sorry. Let's select a prong placer. And you can see it automatically put the prongs. We can further adjust these and make sure they are good for setting. We can actually split it up into 12 months for you. So that looks pretty good. So right click to accept. So now I'm going to select all of my objects, right? And now I need to rotate with copy. So let's go to transform and I'm going to mirror. So currently it's doing a mirror over the X axis, but I need it to go over the X and over the Y. So I'm going to select both of those and it'll give me that nice rotate with copy. So let's right click and accept. So now we need a head. I can even come here, select my stone and can edit. I'm going to make it a little bit larger just to fill up the space. Right click, and now we can put a head. Under settings, I'll select the head, and you can see we need to do some adjustments. So let's bring the rail count down to 0. Let's pull the height down a bit. And that should be okay. Let's go to level 2 head, and I can give it a set appearance for the renders. Let's do something like that. So now let's pull the bottom nudge in just a tad, and I'll actually go to level 1 again and pull the nudge in a bit as well.
Now, if you're looking at getting 2 licenses, I can get with my boss, let them know and see them.
There we go. So now we have a set look. So now we just need a gallery rail to hold it all together. So let's go to gallery rail. So I'm going to leave it about this height, but I'm going to pull it all the way down. So I'm going to increase the thickness a bit and then pull it in just a tad and then angle it and right click. So now I'm going to reselect and I will cut it with the ring rail. So under cutters, I'm going to select cut to ring rail. So it's asking me for the ring rail. So let's select it. Now it's saying select surfaces. So you can see it's cutting to the ring rail. Then I will right click. Let's change everything to this. So now we are good.
It's not necessarily, so the way that
So our time is 11 minutes. So that's a good 6 minutes per model if you're doing models like this. So let's say, bring up the calculator. So 6, let's do times 5 days, right? Times 52 weeks. So this is how many minutes you will save a year with MatrixGold in production. So let's see. Okay, so we have a few questions. One of the questions is, how do we do double prongs? So double prongs are quite simple. You select the head, right? So we're going to edit the head. Then we will go back up here at the top. They have the double prong option. You select that, and now you have double prongs. The main importance and main feature of MatrixGold that is the reason we built the software is for the parametric history. So whenever you built a model in Matrix or any other CAD software and you did booleans or the customer wanted adjustments, stuff like that, you were pretty much locked into that design and you had to essentially redraw it from scratch. So here we implemented parametric history. So let's say the customer wants to change it from a 7 to a finger size 12. Do that, and then I can change the stone ring rail to a 12. Right click. So with minimal effort, I did that. Now I can come back under bypass ring rail, edit, pull the shape of it. Try and get our shape back, right? Not quite there.
So the functionality may be there, but the workflow is going to be a little different. So that's the thing, because it's a new software.
And that's pretty close. So let's right click, accept, and you can see everything adjusted with those adjustments. So I went from a finger size 7 to a finger size 12 in less than a minute. So Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Okay, so we have a new question. He's asking for double prongs on the stones. Okay, so I'm going to file new just to clear my history, and then I'm gonna get a curve out. I'll just do a curve from scratch, and then I'll put gems on that curve. So let's pull it all the way to the end, and then I will face them down. So let's find down. Okay. So now I'm going to increase the spacing a bit. I'm going to reselect those, go to settings and prong placer. So here we go. So setting style, we have auto. So we're going to select the prong. We're going to say follow the culet. We're going to select prong layout. So these are the layouts that will adjust how many. So you have quite a few options. That's your double prongs right there. So now all you would have to do is edit, pull them closer a bit. And then we can re-edit the prong placer, make them like we wish. We can even change the profile if you want more of a sharper looking prong. So for the ends, we can adjust the end of the prongs. You see how they're a little bit closer? So let's go to ends, and then we will select this option. And now we can adjust the spread, and now they match. There's your double prongs. So we are through with the conversion of how things worked from 9 to MatrixGold. Do any of you guys have questions on anything else? I have a few more things to demonstrate, but I'd like to leave it open though. I'll wait a few minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a cathedral ring rail out. And when I do that, you can see it presents a double ring rail. So now I need a bridge. Let's go ahead and turn the bridge toggle on, and we can further adjust the height, the width, the thickness. So let's go ahead and adjust it a bit more. I apologize if it's extremely loud in here. We're in a big open room, so if you can't hear me, just ask me to speak up. Okay, so we have a nice taper. We're going from 1.8 to 2 back to 1.5. So let's right click so you can see the outline. So now I need to relate a gem to this, right? So let's go ahead, select gem on ring rail, pull it to the middle, and I'm going to right click. So I'm going to edit the cathedral ring rail one more time. I'm actually going to pull it this way a bit and into the stone. So what I'm trying to do is build a ring where the shank goes up to eventually become the prong of the stone, right? So let's adjust it a little bit more. Let's profile place this and relate it to the second rail and reduce the size. Okay, so let's add another profile and adjust the width a bit. And then we'll go down to the bottom and add one more. I'm going to increase this once more and then right click. So let's try one more time. There we go. So let's maintain height, and then I'll go to cap. Again, I don't need this cap because I'm going to actually do a quad mirror. So let's turn that one off, and then we'll increase the height of this one. And right click. So let's select the surface, and then we'll go to transform, mirror, and then we'll select X and Y, and then I will select the multi. So now you can see I have a shank. These are a little bit close and too much into the stone, so we can select the cathedral ring rail and re-edit, kind of make it a little bit more appealing. That's pretty close. Let's make it appealing from the through view. Kick it out. Go to top and pull it out once more. Pull it up. As I said previously, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. There we go. So let's right click and accept. And now we have a nice gradual taper up, a nice split shank right here. So now all we need is the bridge. So let's profile place the bridge. So now I'm doing a one rail sweep. So down here we have an option to activate auto sweep. So I can select that and it will automatically sweep the bridge for me, and I can right click. So again, the parametrics behind it allow for easy revisions, right? So I can come here, edit the ring rail, edit the gem, do something like this. If they want, let's say they're bigger than or smaller than a finger size 7, so let's select the finger size 4. I can right click and just come here, edit this once more, pull them where I want. And I'm done. In Matrix or any other CAD software, that revision would have required a complete redraw. So yeah, that's about all the content I have. Is there anything else you guys would like to see? So I have a pretty cool tech report. So if you select the model, run tech report, it'll give you the stone shape, stone size. If you have any render materials applied, it would give you the weight. So it's a pretty cool feature. We also have stone map, which will help your setters out. Let's say you have a giant pave piece, that will help your setters out tremendously. So there are a few things that we are currently in development on regarding MatrixGold. Exciting times to come. So if you have any questions, You can call us here at GymVision. Again, our number is, I'll put it in the comments. That way you guys can see it instead of me explaining it. So it's 800-357-6272. I'm pretty sure everybody here is probably working with someone. If not, you can give me a call and I'll get you to the appropriate solution specialist. But yeah, that's it for today. Anybody have any questions? Rendering. What are you referring to rendering? Do you want me to demonstrate rendering? Just let me know. Second question, what is the support like for MatrixGold? So the support is similar to that of Matrix and all of our other softwares. It is included in the online academy. So the online academy is $9.95, and we include tech support and model support with that, and that is a yearly subscription. So if you ever need support, someone to help explain how to complete a model or to finish a design, you can email in, call in, and the tech support staff can remote in and hopefully get you all figured out. Yes, please render. Okay, so rendering up here, we have the rendering tab. We have the rendering studio, which is the first button. You can select different environments. You can select different resolutions. I'll do something smaller with not so many passes, just for educational purposes. So let's select our surface and we will do platinum. Let's apply the green to a platinum. So down here you can see these are all the render materials that I have applied in this viewport, which these were from the previous model, but you can also come down here, select a different color for your platinum. If you have want to do like palladium or something like that that's not as shiny, you can take the shine down a bit, or you can even come here, select the finish and do a special finish. So let's go to gems. Let's do a nice emerald. I will select it, apply emerald material, and you can see it brought it down here. So now we need a ground plane. Ground planes are part of the environment. So if you put an environment, it will automatically show. So the way you can see is if you select the render tab. So this will show you pretty much what your model will look like when it renders. There's a few others like ray tracing that will give you a shadow and stuff like that. So if I come here, select blue and red carpet and apply, you can see it put it on blue and red carpet. So let's find something a little more, let's see, gray white. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so let's go to environment. So these are, I have to admit, I'm not very familiar with all these. I would, play around with these presets. I'm not too familiar with them, but anytime you apply, it'll show you what it'll look like in the viewport. And then you can actually pull the intensities of lighting. You can offset it. You can adjust the preset if you want. You can change the reflection, but for educational purposes, let's just stay with this. And then we will select render. So it will render that viewport of perspective. So the way this one works is called path tracing. It will take an initial screenshot picture, and it will continue to refine that by how many passes I set. So let's say I want something super clear. I can go to, 500, 400. The higher you go, the more clarity they'll have. Um, but yes, I would definitely play around with some of these settings and find which one works for you. It is a fully capable rendering suite. We're just doing some changes to hopefully aid in the user experience. So you mentioned an introductory webinar. Can I still sign up for that? Yes, you can, Linda. I'm not sure who your solution specialist, maybe Allison, but Allison can definitely do a one-on-one demo with you to kind of showcase the software, just the software. Or if she can't, I definitely can if you want to schedule something. So we are about out of time. Any last minute questions? I'll wait a few minutes. While waiting, I want to direct you guys to the handouts. In the handouts, we have the training guide that is going to be the manual. So that will be the manual of MatrixGold, so you can check it and read about some of the commands and tools. What is the minimum size laptop screen you would recommend? Personally, I recommend the bigger the better. Um, Probably a 17 would be ideal. I wouldn't go anything smaller than a 15.6, I think it is. 17s are pretty much ideal. So I would start there, and then you can maybe go from there. So I do see someone just joined. If you would like, email me after and we can get you a recording of this webinar. But we are actually out of time. So you can email us and we'll send you a webinar, the recording of it. Also, please fill out the poll at the end of the survey. At the end of the webinar, I included a short survey to hopefully give us some idea of what you guys are wanting more of and how to better service our users and customers. So yep, I appreciate you guys for attending. I will be back here next Wednesday. You can sign up at the same link. I hope you guys do, and I will see you then. Thank you.